Hello, hello, hi. I'm back. I'm alive. Barely. I almost died. Never mind. Not central to the story. Wait a minute. It is central to... It's literally the point of this stream. Anyway, yes, I am alive. Hello, I am back. I hope you guys can hear me. Can everyone hear me? Am I being heard? Is my microphone... Did I mess up my settings after coming back? Because that's very likely, because I was like, just like 2 minutes before the stream, I was just like, oh, wait a minute. I did not plug... I forgot about the cable to my my microphone because I brought it with me and it was still in my suitcase. Congrats. So I was... I'm kind of out of breath because I was kind of, you know, running around looking for the cable. I was like, holy shit, I forgot. The most important part. Sound is good. Okay. Okay, that's great. That's great. Okay, almost died. Again, I mean, you know, same old every day. I shake hands with the Grim Reaper. Just for a little bit, but I don't stay long enough to, you know, for us to get more acquainted. I bounce when it gets too close. But how was the trip? The trip was amazing. Okay, honestly, it was amazing. If you were there for my stream, for my very... Well, I mean, I had a couple of attempts. But I did one stream... Wait, can it be one stream or 2 streams? Or actually, because one stream was like 3 attempts. Because the internet was shit. And the cursed haunted hotel did not let me actually stream. You can be honest, was it in Baltimore? No, it wasn't, but, you know, it was still a murder city, like one of them. So I'm gonna talk about it, but I'm gonna get to the interesting parts. I'm gonna talk about the whole trip. You know, yes, that stream. Yeah, if you were there, you know what was happening. I was having the time of my life. If you haven't seen the video, I uploaded a video, which was like the highlights from that stream. You can watch the whole stream. Hey, I mean, I dare you, because I will not watch it. You know, like I just sent it to, you know, like my amazing editor, a video editor, and I was just like, I am so sorry. You have to edit it. I would like to commission, if you're comfortable, you can edit this video. To make some highlights. So if you want to see highlights from that stream where I got super high at a haunted hotel, you can go over to my channel, you know, to my channel in the video section. You should be able to see it, see the video. It's the first one. She's scared. She's scared to watch it herself. Oh yeah, I'm super embarrassed. I'm like, what the fuck was happening? I watched bits and pieces. Yeah, I don't want to ever go back to that stream. I removed the other ones. Was it tired? No. It was Medi X Clips. That's another editor. But yeah. Did you have fun streaming? I mean, you guys can tell. Like, if you were there, you know, I was having the time of my life streaming, so... Well, super high. Hi, Anime Weep. Hi, FEARSONA. Sorry I couldn't join the other streams. No worries. I am glad to see you here today. Okay, so... It doesn't surprise me. The ghosts don't like to let people see how they possess people. That is true. There was a couple of other weird things about that hotel, and I filmed it, and I have videos, and I have pictures, and I'm gonna show you, you know, guys, show it to you today. I have a bunch of pictures. I have so many pictures. You guys will see a lot. But yeah, I did go to the United States for the first time in September. I mean, it's still September, but I went there for the first time. There were some shenanigans. There were a couple of states that I passed by, namely Texas, Arizona, what else? West Virginia, Ohio, Michigan, including the murder city, Detroit, and then Indiana and Illinois. So quite a few. You know, like a few, but you know, the shenanigans and adventures started from the get-go, which was the flight to the United States. So my flight was, I had a flight, oh god, I had one transfer, so basically from Taipei, or Taoyuan airport to San Francisco. I was, you know, I had a layover in San Francisco, just a very short layover. And then from San Francisco, I had to go to, I was flying to, wait, Dallas. Dallas because I was meeting, you know, me and my family, and yeah, like we were meeting, you know, my friend, our friend there in Dallas. So yeah, you know, I was super tired, but I was just kind of like, oh, you know what? I'm not gonna sleep on this flight because when I land in Dallas, it's gonna be evening, so I have to go to bed. Which, you know, me thinking, okay, this makes sense, you know, like time difference, in order to avoid jet lag, I'm gonna be I'm just gonna take a nap on the first flight, and then I'm gonna just power through. I'm not gonna sleep, and then I'm gonna sleep in Dallas. But you know, there were some hiccups. So basically when we got to San Francisco, we switched to, like, the whole group, we switched to Dallas, to the flight, you know, to the next flight to Dallas. And during that flight, like, you know, it was like an hour or 2 hours, I think a two-hour flight. And then I've noticed after 2 hours that hey, the plane is kind of circling around a lot, and we were supposed to be in Dallas by now. So I'm like, that's weird. So I asked my family, I'm like, hey, do you guys think, like, the plane has been circling for a little bit, like, all the time? And it's been a hot minute, and I feel like we should be in Dallas now. And they were just like, huh, that's interesting. I wonder what's happening. And just as we were talking about it, the captain basically comes in through the speaker, and he's just like, hey, so ladies and gentlemen, there is a storm, a thunderstorm, and it just so happens that the Dallas airport, closed down. And we were like, what? And he's like, yeah, so that's fun. We can't land there. And also, another fun fact, if you didn't know, we are running out of fuel. So we can't be circling around like this for a long time. And we're like, wait a fucking minute. What are you trying to tell us? The plane is gonna, you know, like, if we circle too much, the plane is gonna ran out of fuel and we're gonna crash. So I'm like, oh my god, we're gonna die. And also we're gonna die in thunderstorm because it was the turbulence and, you know, wind and everything. It was terrible. That's not, by the way, that's not the story how I almost died. I almost died a couple of times. But yeah, so the captain says, like, hey, we're gonna just keep circling around for a little bit, see if the airport opens up, but we are running out of time. So if the airport doesn't open up, we have to reroute this plane to Austin. And we're like, oh shit. Well, I mean, that sucks because our friend was supposed to, like, this is like late at night. It was 11, 12, like midnight. So that sucks because my friend, you know, was supposed to, like, pick us up and we were supposed to stay with them. And yeah, that's awkward. So I'm connecting to, you know, we're kind of like connecting to the internet as much as we can. Like, we paid for, like, the airplane internet to kind of let our friend know that, hey, we're not gonna be in Dallas. We're not gonna land in Dallas. It's just gonna be Austin. Like, we're gonna go to Austin, and hey, that actually works out because the next day we were going to kind of drive down to San Antonio, which we're like, okay, well, not ideal, but we're gonna land in Austin. It's fine. We can just book a hotel last minute, stay there for the night, and then next day my friend is gonna just drive down to Austin and then pick us up from the hotel, and we're gonna drive to San Antonio because between, like, San Antonio and Austin, it's just, like, closer distance than Dallas and San Antonio. So we're like, okay, well, I mean, you know, it works. In the end, it works out. How long did the plane went in circles? Oh, for a while. But then, you know, like, in the end, when we landed in Austin, and we're like, okay, this actually works out. It's fine. Nothing's lost. You know, we're just gonna, like, pay for the hotel, whatever. So we land in Austin. And everyone's just like, okay, well, I mean, you know, whatever, sucks, but we're getting off, we're here. I'm sorry, but then the captain just kind of comes through the speaker again, and there's the announcement like, hey, ladies and gentlemen, so we're in Austin, as you can tell. We're just gonna gas up, and we're gonna go back to Dallas. And we're like, what? Wait a minute. By now, it's like 1 a.m., and the flight back to Dallas is another hour or an hour and a half, which means we're gonna land back in Dallas at like 2:30 a.m. So obviously I'm gonna you know, obviously we're not gonna, like, I'm not gonna text my friend again because I already I'm not gonna confuse them because I already texted them like, hey, you know, you don't have to pick us up. You don't have to drive to Dallas airport to pick us up. It's fine. So we're like, shit. We're stuck. Can you do Earthworm Sally song? No, I cannot. Why are you straying from the topic? Why? This is like rule number 1. Or not. Wait, is it rule number 1? No, rule number 1 is be respectful. But stay on topic. Okay, anyway. So back to Dallas, baby. We land, everything good. You know, like we booked also, but I mean, everything good. We landed at like 2:30 a.m. or between 2:30 and 3. All the hotels were booked because everyone that was traveling through Dallas, obviously the airport closed down, so everyone just kind of dispersed into the nearby hotels, which means we don't have a room. And I was like, shit. But we did find a hotel in the end. It was fine. We just stayed overnight, you know, like then later in the morning, I just kind of texted my friend saying like, hey, we're actually in Dallas. So, you know, you can just pick us up from the airport here and we can drive to San Antonio. So that's what we did. And this is why I still hadn't been on a plane. Well, I mean, understandable. It scares me. You know, I'm scared of flying. I don't know why first of all, if I'm scared of flying, my family always asks me like, why the fuck did you move to Taiwan? Why the fuck did you move to Japan before? It's like Poland, Japan, Poland, Taiwan. It's at least a 13 to 17 hour flight with layovers. And I'm just like, don't ask me that. I don't know, you know? I don't know, maybe I stupidly thought that I didn't have to take planes, even though that's like literally impossible, because both of those countries are islands, you know? And cool. And me, afraid of, you know, flying. But yeah, I never been on a plane. Yeah, I mean, you know, like it's an experience. I'm kind of, you know, so now we save, pilot, you thought wrong. Okay, so, you know, we spent a few days in Texas, we spent a few days in Dallas and San Antonio and Austin, and so one of the things that I saw, I mean, you know, like I didn't take that many pictures, I guess, from Texas for some fucking reason, and the pictures that I took, the picture that I did take in the end was this, whatever this is. I found it. Oh my god. Okay, we went to the what was it, livestock, fuck, oh, what is it called, in Texas, where they have like longhorns and like rodeo and stuff, and this is the first picture I took from Texas. Ta-da! I don't know what's happening. I've been wondering if these were actually roadkill at one point, and I was just like, I mean, my friend just kind of asked me about this picture, and they were just like, hey, are those like roadkill? I'm like, oh shit, I never thought about it. But this is what I saw in Texas, so hey. But yeah, you know. Oh, another one was this. It's great. I mean, it's beautiful. I don't know why. I just found it funny. Also, like this one, like the one on top, you don't see it, but like one raccoon on the very top, at the very top, like he's kind of singing, like he kind of jamming into like microphone. He was holding a microphone. So karaoke stuff. Okay, so from there we moved to Arizona. That was like another one of my friends. Actually a friend that I met in Japan and haven't seen in a while, so we kind of stayed at their house, which was super great. You know, like I was super happy to see them. It has been a while, and I did ask them like, hey, you know, because they asked me like, oh, like actually a couple of friends, because the couple that I met in Japan, and they asked me like, hey, what do you wanna, you know, like what do you wanna do when you're in Arizona? I'm like, hey, it would be great to obviously hang out with you guys, but I would like to also see the Grand Canyon. And my friend says like, yeah, good luck with that. You're gonna have to like, you guys are gonna have to like drive alone. I'm not driving there because it's just like so far. I'm like, oh wow, that's nice. Okay. No, understandable. They have a kid, so I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's a pretty long drive. So we did drive to, did you at least scream USA in a bar? No, I didn't. I wanted to, but I think I'm not there. I wasn't drunk enough. Had I been drunk enough, I would have done it. I wasn't. For some reason I didn't. I didn't have the. Okay, listen. I did have the opportunity. I'm just chicken shit. I didn't this time, but I'm gonna go back there, and I promise I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna film it when I do, but not this time. I did other things this time. Okay, so back to Arizona. Yeah, so we did drive to the Grand Canyon, and on the way, which is super fucking weird. I mean, not weird, but it was like weird that we had this experience. But we're driving, you know, to the Grand Canyon, and on the way we see this, whatever this is. I don't know if that's not moose, right? That's like some kind of deer. Is it? That's kind of, oh, no, that was a squirrel. Sorry, that was a squirrel. Wait, let me see something. One little thing, because I had this somewhere. Okay, Arizona squirrel. Okay, so yeah, the moose is, yeah, mooses. I don't know, like bucks. What are those called? I was like buckets. No, it's not bucket. It's not. That's the wrong word, right? They are like, oh, elks. Yeah. So on the way to the canyon, the Grand Canyon, we saw the elks, and yeah, they were majestic. They were glorious. They were very close. They were, by the way, like crossing the road, which I was like, do you want to die? Because cars, and they are. I mean, we're not supposed to speed. Like, this obviously speeding is, you know, not allowed. You're supposed to be very careful, but a lot of people are not. So I was just like, oh my god, they're gonna die. And then my family started wondering, like, hey, if you hit an elk, like, can you take it? Is that allowed? Do you just take it? Like, you can claim it because you hit it and you technically killed it or something, and you can, like, you know, is that allowed, or is that illegal? Or you can just, like, you have to leave it. What do you do when you hit an elk? Okay, what do you do when you hit a deer in, you know, in Arizona or Texas or anywhere? Like, you just leave it on the road, you just leave it on the side of the road, you call someone. Who do you call? Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Free road meat. Yeah, like, you need a hunting license, but like, okay, but what if it happens? Just happens as an accident, and see, I'm getting conflicting messages from you guys, cause yeah, like, some of you guys are saying, like, Darren saying yes, Rosa saying no. By the way, Rosa, hi, it's been a while. No, of course not. What, I would have taxidermied the elk. Yeah, like, nah. Okay, IDK Bacon saying nah. Some people saying you need a license, but like, you hit it. An elk, they become buckets. Do you get arrested? I mean, do I get arrested, like, by accident? Like, I don't know, like, if that's an accident, call cops, make a report, etc. Oh, I do have to call cops, because I was like, do I call taxidermy shop? Do I just have to be proactive about it? I'd be like, hey, I you know, this is what I want. I'm a woman that knows what she wants. You say land down. Don't know. Okay, so moving on. So on the way, yes, we saw the elks, and then we got to the Grand Canyon. It was grand. I mean, it was big. Yeah, this is the Grand Canyon. Big Grand Canyon. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was grand. The end. Yeah, I mean, it was grand. Like, look at that. Look at that. That's pretty grand. That's pretty okay, you know. Oh yeah, and I saw a squirrel. I filmed a squirrel for no reason whatsoever. I called him Howard. Howard or Herbert? Actually, I called him Herbert. Let's call him Herbie. And he was just chilling, and I was just very, very close, and then he just lied down on the, see? He was chilling. He just... Also, mind you, there were signs all over not to feed squirrels. Everyone was feeding squirrels. Everyone. And I kid you not, everyone. I was filming him chilling, and it was great. We bonded, clearly. But yeah, everyone else was like, there were signs all over. You know, do not feed the squirrels. What does everyone else do? What do, like, everyone in that place do? They feed the squirrels. And take pictures with the squirrels while feeding them. Which I'm like, does no one have respect for rules? Like, what the fuck? And then, okay. Screw the rules. Anarchy. Okay, just chilling. Welcome to America. Yeah, the squirrel was just chilling. Did you see any prairie dogs? No, I didn't. I'm sorry. I just saw elk and squirrels. A lot of squirrels, by the way. Also birds. I'm pretty sure they were like vultures or something, because like a lot of people were. Also, do people not have fear of death? Like I went there, at the edge, like I was standing kind of like, I was trying not to get too close to the edge of the, the canyon. And then I see a lot of people just no harness, no anything. They just these motherfuckers start climbing down the, the edge, because they saw that there's, some kind of shelf, like down, kind of like lower than the main edge. I don't know how to call it, but like there were like some shelves and like some rock formations and whatnot, like kind of lower, so you had to climb down. These motherfuckers start climbing down, and a lot of people taking pictures on those like kind of like not guarded, no safety rails, no, not anything. They just start climbing. Also, I have to like look at my phone. Yeah, hi. Oh, also you can see the Mothman, the baby Mothman. But yeah, so no, I did not climb down. Also, hi Kronos and Shai and Eric, thank you so much, and IDK Bacon, thank you so much for modding the stream. Yep, sounds like what America people who does rock climbing would do. No, but like those were like people from different countries, because I saw, I don't know, like I heard like some Korean, I heard, mind you, the first, I don't know why, but like I go all the way to Arizona. I fly all the way to like fucking Arizona and, Grand Canyon. Drive to the middle of nowhere, Grand Canyon. And the first tourists I hear are fucking Polish. A Polish group. I kid you not. This is the first group that I heard. And I was just like, why? What are you guys doing here? Why you followed me here? No, they didn't. But yeah, like this is literally the first group I heard, and I hear Polish, and I was just like to my family, like, why? Why is this happening? And they're like, well, we are here. I'm like, oh, okay, that is a fair point. So yeah. And then we grabbed like pizza at the nearby, like in the, I guess the Grand Canyon Village. We grabbed, like I go to order as, just pizza to go on the way as we're just coming, like driving back to my friend's place. And another group of Polish people just walk in, and they also are getting pizza. I'm like, wow, I cannot get away. Your avatar is literally so cute. Thank you so much. Aw, that's so nice. That's very, very kind. Thank you so much. Okay, so what do we do? Okay, so this was the Grand Canyon, very grand. Okay, and then we moved on to West Virginia. Mothman Mama, take me home. Country roads. Yes, I was playing that on repeat. But we moved on. We flew from Arizona to West Virginia. Namely, we were staying in Charleston. I guess Charleston, whatever it's called. But yeah, and the first, okay, listen, we went into town to kind of like go get some dinner and whatnot, and there just so happened to be some kind of like barbecue festival, and this is the first thing that I see. This was the first thing that I saw: Italian sausage and Polish sausage. I'm like, wow. Like, what the fuck? Why is this happening? Poland following me everywhere. Let the meme begin. I know, right? You're so lucky, Fear. West Virginia is so beautiful. It is beautiful. It was very, very different, by the way. Like between Texas, Arizona, and West Virginia, very different landscape. Super different, like so beautiful. I have to say, like all of them, like all of those states were super beautiful. I just really liked the difference. How each place was so different. And the food was different, and roads, and like cities were also very different. And I was just like, oh, this is so cool. Like the architecture is different. Definitely can see like different styles of houses and roads, and like just different people, obviously. By the way, super nice people. everywhere, pretty much like everywhere I went, like the people were like super nice, very chatty, by the way. So I'm not used to that because I'm Polish. We were like, why are you talking to me? It's like, what? I forgot how to speak. When a stranger talks to me, like, I don't know, maybe it's also like how Japan shaped me, or like Taiwan, maybe even England, but like, holy shit, like it was super nice because everyone was super nice, but they really like to kind of like strike up a conversation, and I'm just mentally not ready. So whenever someone would ask me something randomly, like a stranger, right? Very nice, just polite question, and I would just be like buffering. I'm like, what do I do in this situation? Oh my god. One thing in the US is that we have different foods, accents, buildings, etc. Definitely true. And I really, really like that because like, oh, it's one country and you just drive, I don't know, like across different states and you can see so many different places, and it's like so many different styles, different people, different cultures. It was great. I have to say, I really, really liked it. Yeah, introvert alert. Yeah, definitely. Like Poland, we're like, if a stranger talks to you, you have to like kind of get away because I don't know, there's a chance, there's a chance you're gonna get robbed. No, I'm kidding. Actually, like Polish people are also, like older Polish people are very, very nice. But Sona lagging in real life. Yeah, I was just like Sona's brain, like, holy shit, what do I do in this situation? Like suddenly I'm kind of like all the languages in my head are just mixing together, mixing and mashing together. I'm like, how do I respond to that? I don't know. Oh my god, they hate me now. But yeah, every time a stranger like talked to me, I'm pretty sure I said something that just made them think like, what a fucking weirdo. Okay, let me move on. But yeah, that was super good. Like, we went to Charleston, I saw Polish sausage randomly, and then we moved on to the main attraction of this trip. Well, I mean, the main attraction of the West Virginia trip, because I didn't know if we would be able to fly from Arizona. That was like a last minute decision, but like I didn't know if I could convince my family to actually like fly down to West Virginia, but I did convince them because they were just like, this is weird. We don't want to go there. Like, why do you want to go to this place to see this weird festival? I'm like, please, can we go? You can't, okay, you have to like wrap your head around like, oh, convincing a group of like also older people to fly with you to this very obscure place. I mean, because like all of my friends, when I told them like, oh yeah, I want to go there, but I don't know if I can go to West Virginia. And they're like, why do you want to go to West Virginia? I'm like, listen, I'm on a mission. I want to convince them to go. Pitako, hi. Welcome back, Sona. I just finished dinner. I hope you enjoyed it. Festivals are fun. Worship of the Mothbud. Yeah, so last minute, I did convince them to, fly down to West Virginia. And I made it. And this is where we were. The line to the statue was... Oh, this is me. The line to the statue was freaking long. It was so long. No, not long. Long. It was so long. Everyone wanted to pat that butt. And lo and behold, I did. Here you go. This is me. I patted it. I rubbed it with both of my hands because I wanted to be bestowed with eternal youth, luck, fortune, riches, you call it glory. Be majestic for the rest of my existence and beyond. And this is, it happened. I made it. I made it happen. I made it happen, and not without effort. But yeah, you made it. But wait, okay, wait. Did I? Oh. And I guess also like, oh, there was like a shit ton of people. Oh, this is the butt. So this was, the Mothman's butt. It was great. Oh my god. I got Mothman's butt. Also, mind you, so random, but I spotted Men in Black in the crowd, just being sneaky. Not very sneaky, but being sneaky, trying to blend in with the crowd unsuccessfully. I don't know if they were on a mission, but they were there. And I don't know what they were doing. I think they were just keeping an eye out because every year this festival happens. And I think some you know, some people in the government don't like that, you know, this festival happens. And so they were, you know, they were just keeping an eye out so that no one gets, you know, I don't know, investigates and finds out uncomfortable secrets. Totally not sus, absolutely not sus. I just filmed them randomly because MIB, you know. Oh, they knew I came. Oh my god, they were following me. Oh wait, I didn't realize, but yeah, possibly they realized that, hey, she gonna be there. They wanted to investigate the Sona anomaly. Probably. And then I went to the Mothman Museum. Hello, look at this. It's great. They have so many things. I really, really loved it. They had like all the facts, all the artifacts, like newspaper clippings and pictures and like literal like suit from the John Keel, so the author of the Mothman Prophecies. So they had everything. They really had like all the reports, you know, the about TNT area where you know, like where all the sightings were, like, or most of the sightings were kind of you know, took place. Also, Jose, thank you so much for the donation. Did you play them like a pair of bongos? No. No, I just patted them lightly. Those butt cheeks. And to top it all off, I convinced my family to stop by this one little, you know, food place, and we ate the Mothman pizza. I did take off the, you know, from my slices, I kind of like took off the salami. Yeah, because I don't really enjoy meat, but I ate the Mothman pizza. Ta-da! It was great. It was huge, by the way. I definitely wouldn't be able to finish it alone. So yeah, good thing that I had my family with me. So now you're so lucky. I got so many, dude. I got so many. I think I went a little bit overboard with, you know, I spent a shit ton of money. Listen, I spent a lot of money on merch. So I got the Mothman plushie, which was one of the, I think it was like one of like last 3 or 4. So I just kind of grabbed it and gripped on it with, you know, held on with my dear life. And I got the t-shirt. I touched the Mothman's butt in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, because I couldn't miss on it. Like, I could not, like, not buy it. And then the signature Mothman Festival t-shirt from 2023. So this year's, like, official merch. And I got a couple of other things. I just didn't take pictures. And then, okay, so this is like super random. Super random. Like, I had no idea this was gonna happen. This person was gonna be there. Maybe you guys saw it that, you know, on my Twitter, because I posted on Twitter. I think I posted on, like in my community tab too. But as I was walking by, there was one little stand and I'm just like, oh, I kind of recognize this person. What is going on? And turns out, it was the artist behind this book and this comic, Sarah Anderson. You might know her as Sarah Scribbles. And I got her to sign my book. And she drew her signature cat. Because I was just like, mind you, while I was waiting in line to get a because I was not sure if it's her. So I had to like Google her picture and I was just like, am I tripping? Is this not her or is this her? And like, I don't want to approach her without knowing for sure, because if I say something and she's like, oh, I'm actually not this person. I'm just here to sell the books. And I was just like, oh shit. But I Googled and it was her. And yeah, I was just like, what the fuck? So I'm like standing in line. I'm like, okay, be cool. Be cool. You know, just keep it cool. You're not, you know, you're not like starstruck. You're not gonna stutter. Of course I stuttered because I'm stupid. And yeah, I just kind of like, it was my turn and I was trying not to fangirl, but I was just like, oh my god, this is great. This is such a, I just like went on like, I had no idea you would be here. And my brain was just like, stupid, shut up. But yeah, I kind of like fangirled a little bit. So yeah, I said hello, politely. I asked for, you know, because she was very, very nice. She asked like, oh, well, would you like me to draw on your, you know, under the dedication? Just like, you know what, just up to you. I'm fine with anything. So she drew the cat, and then hello. Yeah, that's I love this cat. And yeah, it was, you know, she was very nice. Normal reaction. Yeah, but I was like, my brain was just kind of going like, why are you doing this to me? Why? I had the whole speech prepared and then I fucked it up because that's me. Talk about a stroke of luck fear. Yeah, like I had no idea. I did not check because I was, you know, I had limited access to internet. So I had no idea, like I wasn't checking exactly like a lot of details about the festival. I wasn't checking who's gonna be there, who's not gonna be there, like what's gonna be happening. I was just kind of like, oh, you know, taking a shot in the dark with this festival, and lo and behold, she was there. So I was just like, oh my god, okay, this is once in a lifetime opportunity. Really, really nice author. She was super nice, and there were a lot of people lining up. So yeah. I got hyped. I got super hyped. And then well, what do we do? Oh yeah, so then we kind of like went with the original plan because I wanted to see, like we all wanted to see a football game, and like one of my family members is a huge fan of Lions, Detroit Lions. So we drove we did like a little road trip from West Virginia to like through Ohio to Michigan to see another one of my friends in, you know, like in Michigan. And the friend was just like, hey, we can just go to the Lions game. And so we did. And this was, my god, like the stadium was huge. There was like the what was it called, Ford Field. But yeah, the stadium was huge. It was super exciting. Shit ton of people. I bought a blue shirt. You know, I also dressed up as a Lions fan. I'm an imposter because I had no idea how this game works. I mean, now I know, kind of. But it has a lot of rules, so I did not understand jack shit. But I'm usually, listen, myself, I am usually a Bumblebees fan. And by Bumblebees, I mean Pittsburgh Steelers, even though I don't know the players. I just like their colors because they remind me of bumblebees, and I am petitioning. This is an official petition to the NFL to change, or the management of Pittsburgh Steelers to change it to Pittsburgh Bumblebees. And change their logo to a bumblebee passed out in a flower because it's great. It's fucking awesome. And it's cute. But yeah, it's, you know, bumblebees are great, but we were there for the Lions, and this was the beginning when this was Lions versus Seahawks. Unfortunately, Lions lost because, I mean, they don't suck. They're great, but you know, I was just like, I kind of regret not wearing a Seahawks shirt. And my family was just like, shut up. I'm like, listen, you guys. Your team lost today. But yeah, we were, you know, watching the Lions game. All the Lions are walking in, running in. Had no idea what was happening during the game most of the time, but 90% of the time, I did not expect I was going to stand 90% of this game, which was like 3 or 4 hours. And I was standing and I was clapping all the time. My hands were raw. But my hands were tingling. My hands were red, hurting a lot. And yeah, that was pretty good seats too. This was actually okay. I'm soccer better. I mean, I cannot disagree. You know, like I do come from a country where football means soccer. But American football is very interesting too. You know what? It's kind of cute, like the fork, the referees making the fork sign and stuff. And I really was trying to follow the rules. So there's a lot of rules that I don't understand, but the kind of, I would have to say like, oh, now I understand more how the game works and how to score a point, even though I was like to kind of mess with my family, especially the members that were actually fans of Lions. I was just like, go score a goal, and they're like, shut up. I'm like, oh, come on, guys, a little humor. I mean, you're not wrong. I know, right? Shine, thank you so much. Oh my god, thank you. Funds for shenanigans. Don't bully. Okay, but I have to say, NFL knows how to make a game interesting. You know, the game was 4 hours, it didn't feel that way, and that's because they had those like little, well, I mean not little, but they had all those like interactive kind of calls to action. So like, oh, make some noise, you know, Seattle can't hear you because Seattle Seahawks were there. So you know, like they were very, very excited and they did a good job. So this was actually halftime show and it was great. Like they did a good job. You know, they had like the band, they had cheerleaders, they had a DJ. Holy shit, they had smoke. Things were happening. Things were getting interesting. You know, this was the halftime. So yeah, like I had a blast, you know. I had, as I said, like 50-60% of the time, no idea what was happening, but you know, but this was interesting, so I really liked it. Switching sides there. It was great. I don't know if I can actually play this. I mean, I filmed it, so I guess I can. But yeah, so that was the game. Unfortunately, Lions lost 37-30, so by literally 1 touchdown in overtime. So Seahawks just scored that 1 touchdown in the last bit. And then I was like, overtime, there was still like 10 minutes left, but they scored a touchdown and it was just like end of the game. I'm like, wait a minute, we still have 10 minutes. And my family was just like, shut up. This is not how the game works. I'm like, how? Why? Wait a minute. That's not okay. This is overtime. Why are they going until like 1 touchdown and not the end of overtime? This is unfair. But they're like, no, this is actually fair. I'm like, well, no. Well, I disagree. Like, well, NFL doesn't care. I'm like, huh, okay. It was still awesome. I loved it. I would go again. 10 out of 10. I really had a lot of fun. So yeah, that was great actually. So now we'll immediately go for Mothman team. Oh yeah, listen, if West Virginia has, actually this is interesting that you said that, because if West Virginia has, you know, ever gets to have a football team, we gotta, okay, listen, Angry Mob, we gotta make a petition. We gotta like, just make some noise about them calling the team West Virginia Mothman. There's just no way. Also, Heath Rowell, thank you so much for the donation. And I see the assassins have failed. Yeah, they failed. It's okay. I'm alive. Wait a minute, that was you? I knew it all along. You guys are after me. But if West Virginia ever gets a football team, because I don't think they have one, so if they ever get one, it has to be West Virginia Mothman. Like, come on. Come on! You know what? I'm gonna create that petition. I'll be like, West Virginia, you can't disappoint us. This is your staple. But yeah, Mothman team or Magic Seals. That would be, I would vote for Mothman though, because it's like a kind of a staple in West Virginia. Or the Flatwood Monster, which, by the way, I'm gonna talk about. But from there, we went to, wait, what was I saying? Oh yeah, wait, Flatwoods Monster, that's another cryptid from West Virginia that I had no idea about, and it looks fucking weird. I'm definitely gonna do a Cryptid Files episode about it, because I saw a lot of like artworks, posters, merch at the Mothman Festival. I'm like, what is going on? What is this monster? Turns out that the Flatwoods Monster is also from West Virginia, and yeah. But that was interesting. Okay, so from there, from the Lions game, I think it was like the same day. Was it the same day or the next day? Might have been the same. Might have been the next day. But we went to the Fort Museum. I didn't expect it to be that great, actually, because like they really did a great job. I was expecting, you know, cars and stuff. I mean, yeah, Ford. But there were trains, there were planes, there were cars, and there were presidential cars. The historical presidential cars that, you know, presidents of the United States, like different presidents were, were traveling with. And one of those cars, mind you, was the Kennedy car. So this is the exact car in which Kennedy died. That's literally the car. That's literally the car that, you know, Kennedy was assassinated in. So, JFK, yeah. Yeah, like JFK, yeah. JFK just, you know, was assassinated in that car. So I saw the car from up close. I was actually trying to look inside because apparently there should be a bullet hole in one of the seats. I couldn't see it. I think it was like the reflection of the you know, maybe the lights were reflecting too much on the windows. I couldn't see it. So yeah, like I did not expect that the Kennedy, you know, JFK's car was there. I was like, holy shit, okay. But yeah, actually the car, there was like Nixon's car, there was Reagan's car, there was like Roosevelt's car too. A lot of presidential cars. But yeah, this one was definitely one of the interesting ones. Also, do you guys know the Pixar movie Cars? I mean, yeah, a lot of car talk. But yeah, there was also, if you know the movie Pixar's Cars, there's a character named Hudson Hornet. And that is actually based on a real car. And this car was there. Ta-da! Hudson Hornet. That's the car that appears in Pixar. In Cars. And this was the front. A little slightly different color, but yeah, this is literally the car. And the character, so yeah. But yeah, I had no idea. I guess I forgot that it was actually a you know, an actual car. But yeah, that's so cool. That was pretty cool. That was pretty awesome, right? I was like, holy shit, this was yeah, like I completely forgot, and I was like, holy shit, this was an actual car. That's great. That's fantastic. So I just filmed it, and then I saw this and I filmed it because it was great. And that's Wiener. That's a Wiener car. I mean, you can't make that shit up, and it was great. So yeah. The Wiener car. Did you talk to it? I didn't, because people were around and they would think I'm weird. I mean, I was kind of talking to the camera a little bit, and people were already like, they already thought, God, I can't speak. They already thought that I was weird. So I was just like, you know what, let me walk away. That's a big wiener. Wait. Okay, I don't know what happened. I just kind of, my saliva just went into my throat, and hello. Wait, let me just drink some water. My voice just like, my voice just went, eh. Okay, so, then we got to, if I remember correctly, oh no, that was the night, okay, so that was after the museum. That was actually the night when me and my friend, well, my friend was just like, hey, listen, in Michigan, gummies, magic gummies are legal, so we can get magic gummies, and you can try magic gummies for the first time. Stands for, you know, WEED. So, I'm okay. My uncle got to ride in it? What? Got a ride in it? Oh, in Hudson Hornet? What the fuck? Well, that's cool. Or the wiener. That's even cooler. If the wiener, that's great. The forbidden gummies. So the story, you guys maybe possibly have, you know, seen the video, the highlights from the stream in which I kind of briefly talked about it. But yeah, so the, you know, magic gummies, what are those? Well, I mean, you know, yeah. So anyway, so my friend was just like, hey, we can get some magic gummies. And my friend's just like, let me just look up the place. I'm like, okay, I mean, I trust you. You're from here. It's, you know, you lead the way. And the place that they found was in it was a very sketchy building without windows in a even more sketchy area. And when I got out of the car, I'm like, are you sure we should be getting out of this car? Cause I feel like we're gonna get shot. I feel like this is it. Like, where did you bring us? And I'm like, do you even know this place? And they're like, no, I just found it on Google. I'm like, what the fuck? Why? So I'm like, oh, yeah, this is how I die. I was looking like over my shoulder. There were some sketchy people looking at us, and I'm like, yeah, that's it. We're gonna get mugged. We're gonna get shot. this is how my story ends, you know, first trip to the United States. That's it. And then, you know, we open the sketchy door. There is a sketchy hallway, or the sketchy room where, like, waiting room where everyone is waiting. And I open the door, and when I'm trying to, like, very carefully close it, it just slams behind me and everyone turns their eyes at me. And they're like, little girl, are you lost? I'm like, yes, I think I am. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Yeah, my friend's amazing. Like, I was just like, this is great. This is great. Like, what did you get me into? But yeah, everyone was just like, little girl, what are you doing here? Are you lost? I'm like, yeah, probably. Most likely. And then there's a window. So there's this like little waiting room, and there's a window where you have to walk up. I mean, I wouldn't say sketchy lady, just like a lady or the employee asks you for your ID, and you have to give them your ID, like, through that window. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm gonna give them my passport. They're gonna take it away into the back, steal my identity, take out a bunch of loans, and also I'm gonna go to prison for being an illegal immigrant and overstaying my visa. All sorts of thoughts were running through my head. There were all sorts of scenarios, and I was already, like, mentally, you know, in my head, I was already in prison. I was already serving my sentence. But actually the employee didn't go anywhere with my passport. I could see it all the time. She was just checking the, you know, if I'm actually an adult, if my friend isn't actually an adult, at least 21. Yes, we were. Look at me. I am fearing. Miami, Florida is horrible, but the rest of the state is fine. Yeah, I mean, you know, in Detroit, Murder City. Everyone was like, no, it's Motor City. I'm like, no, why? I mean, yeah, it is, but, like, I know the truth. But yeah, you know, the lady was very nice, gave me back my passport, so I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not an illegal immigrant. And then she's like, just wait here. And then, yeah, there's another sketchy door opens, and they call us to the back. I'm like, this is it. This is where they harvest my organs for the black market. This is how I die. I'm never gonna get out of there. That's it. And I'm like, my heart is just going like, boo, 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 like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. I'm like, please don't take my liver. It's already not great from, like, you know, I was just like ready, I'm prepared. I was prepared to tell them like, hey, I have some calcification on my liver, just so you know, that one's no good for, like, harvesting. My kidneys, I wouldn't risk with those. I don't know about my lungs. My lung capacity is not great. I do try to exercise, but, like, you know, my muscles are not great, so, like, you guys are not gonna get much out of me. And I had, like, the whole speech already prepared. I was, like, prepared to convince them not to harvest my organs. But then we walked through the door, and it's a legit store. It's, you know, it's legit, everything good. Ma'am, we take healthy livers here. It was like, okay, it was a legit store. It was good. Not gonna tell you where, not gonna tell you, because, like, the stream is, you know, open to the public, so probably shouldn't. But everyone was super professional, super nice, you know, gave us our gummies, you know, gave us some advice, and we were like, okay, you know, I was just like, oh my God, okay, I'm not gonna get murdered. This is great. You know, no, great. It's a great day, you know, not getting murdered. Ma'am, we take, okay, wait, I'm trying. There's too many VTuber streams. No, don't leave. We have more to this story, and there's, like, a great part that's coming up. About a torture museum. Yes, I did go. I'll explain. So yeah, that night I did eat the magic gummies for the first time. I was super paranoid. I was stuck in my hoodie, trying to take it off, convinced that the magic gummies don't work. I was just kind of like, you guys lied to me, that's it. You know, this is a scam. Meanwhile, I was, like, still stuck in my hoodie with, like, one sleeve, like, one side kind of dangling from me, and yeah, and they were like, oh, it doesn't work, does it? I'm like, everyone knows, close the curtains, FBI is following us, police probably, like, everyone sees that we can, like, we're taking gummies in a hotel, and they're like, calm down. I'm like, I can't, I'm trying to keep it cool, but I can't. So yeah. I'm sorry, a what? Yo, what? Torture museum? Yeah, I'm gonna get to that. Sorry. I'm gonna get to that. This was a torture museum in Illinois, actually. And I do have pictures and I do have explanations. So we're gonna go over the different types of torture that I saw. YouTube might ban this video. They might take it down. If the stream gets cut off, so be it. Because there's gonna be some wax figures that are, you know, look very drastic. So I don't know. I mean, it's not real people. Those are just wax figures. YouTube, you know, please don't ban this stream. This is not real people. Those were just figurines. Well, I mean, good, like statues, figures. I don't know how to call it. But yeah. So, moving on. So we get to Illinois. It's, you know, it's great. Illinois, we stay at the Palmer House Hotel by Hilton for a couple of days. Mind you, I did not know that this hotel was one of the haunted hotels in Chicago. So that's a fun thing to find out after you've checked in and you had no say in, you know, checking out now because you checked in and you paid. So it's like, shit. So this was my room. It was cool. Although I was fully prepared. I was just like, this is my room. This is, well, I mean, I was sharing it with my family, but this is a room. I'm alone there because they were just kind of like out and about and I was checking it, like I checked in on my own. And I'm like, this is great. This is already looking spooky. This is already looking haunted. I am here alone. I'm gonna be streaming from this haunted room and probably haunted mirrors, probably haunted chair, probably haunted beds and desk and everything else. You know, this is what I do for you guys. So, well, you're welcome. Yeah, so that was the room. Anyway. The Torture Museum. So that same day I did go to the Museum of Torture in Chicago. It was like a short walk away from the hotel. It was like still within the loop, within the Magnificent Mile area. And yeah, this was the Torture Museum. So we walked in, like me and my cousin. We walked, like we just went together because I mean the older people from the family were just like, hell no. So I'm like, okay, fine, I don't want to go alone, come on. The Wi-Fi certainly was haunted. Oh yeah, absolutely, it was haunted. I'm gonna show you more of the hotel in a minute. I'm gonna talk about it a little bit more, but first, the Torture Museum. There was a lot. That was a lot. Also, mind you, the weirdest fucking thing about this museum is that some people came with their kids, like little kids, and I mean like toddlers. I mean like 2, maybe 3-year-old. I'm like, why are you bringing your child to the Museum of Torture? But you know, so I'm gonna talk about a little bit about what I saw at the museum. This one little thing is called the Gwynplaine Smile. And the Gwynplaine Smile was, so this is the description. The punishment is mentioned in the Japanese legend of the Edo period, 17th century, in which a beautiful woman was disfigured by a jealous husband. You might know about it. It's the story of Kuchisake Onna. It became widely known because of Victor Hugo's book, The Man Who Laughs, from 1869. In the 20th century, it was used by gangsters in the city of Glasgow, resulting in it being known as the Glasgow Smile. It was also used by rowdy football fans of Chelsea. Some fans you have there, Chelsea. Like, what the heck? But this was used, you know, as a kind of a punishment. Okay, the next one, if I remember correctly, was okay. So the next one was imprisonment in cage, and this was also interesting. So this was beginning in ancient times. This form of torture spread all over the world during the Middle Ages. Mostly heretics and apostates were punished in this manner. Being forced to stand in a cage in one position caused the limbs to become deformed. Sometimes a cage with a criminal inside of it would be dipped into water. So that's actually, you know, that's a pretty terrible way to die. To teach kids the different ways of torture. I mean, yeah, pretty much. Okay, The next one is actually pretty classic. I think some of it I knew, like some of them I knew, some of them I didn't know, but this one is pretty classic. So this one was witch baiting. And witch baiting was popular in medieval Europe and America during the colonization as a method of conducting an investigation on a person suspected of witchcraft. The person was dunked into the water, and if he/she drowned, then they were posthumously declared innocent. How kind of them. How nice of them to declare them innocent after they died. Fuck you. And, but if they survived, mind you, they were burned at stake for serving the devil, so they die anyway. So that's witch baiting. Then we have, okay, you guys, like, if you are not great with you know, drastic things, I advise you to kind of not watch this, because there's gonna be some more drastic things, and a couple more. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4 things. There were more, but I filmed just this many because my phone was like running out of battery because I'm stupid and I didn't charge it that day. Okay, so this one was impalement. So impaling was one of the most brutal and common executions for spies and prisoners of war, and originated in the Dark Ages. In the 15th century, the execution became legendary due to the obsession of the Wallachian prince Vlad Tepes, the real-life inspiration for Dracula to impale enemies and his own subjects for the slightest faults. Nice. I mean, nice. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it was, yeah, that happened. So this was the impalement. You know, clearly very effective way. There were some other things like the Nuremberg Virgin, which aka Iron Maiden, that I just didn't film it. I think I might have skipped this one. I didn't like film it for some reason. But I filmed another one that was very interesting, and something that I did not know was a thing. This is called the Colombian necktie, and the Colombian necktie was a method of killing that was primarily practiced by drug cartels. It was used during the Colombian Civil War of 1948 to 1958, hence its name. There is a common misconception that this method of killing was invented by Pablo Escobar. The execution is also called Mexican necktie, Sicilian necktie, Cuban necktie, Beijing necktie, Saint Augustine's necktie. In Colombia itself, the term corte de corbata, cutting necktie, is used, and this means basically someone cuts your throat and pulls your tongue through your throat, you know, outside of your body, and that's how you die. And from what I read and heard at the museum, this method is technically still used by drug cartels. Obviously not legal, but it is being used. Yeah, but it's, you know, it's, they use it still. Obviously, you know, drug cartels, so that happened. Yikes, it's a pretty bad way to go. It's, yeah, you know. Okay, so the next one is called the Cradle of Judah. But this was the Cradle of Judah. The invention of this instrument is attributed to the Italian executioner Ippolite Marsili. It appeared in the late 15th century and was used to torture heretics and potential sorcerers, for several centuries. Initially, the Cradle of Judah was considered humane and was— What? I'm sorry, this was considered humane? We have very, very different ideas of what humane means. But yeah, this was considered humane and was primarily used to prevent the victim from falling asleep. I mean, yeah, because they dead. They didn't fall asleep, they died. And the next one that I filmed, and I still have it, and you guys are gonna— why is this interesting and extremely violent? Yeah, mind you, there were kids as young as 2 or 3 just walking around next to me, so I was just like, this is great. I mean, you know, parenting 101. Bring kids to a torture museum. Maybe you, I don't know what was the thinking process, but they were just like, maybe they were just like, okay, listen here, you little. If you don't listen to me, this is what's gonna happen to you. No, I mean, I'm kidding. I really don't know why was there no, now that I think about it, why was there no like age limit, like minimum age for this thing? Yeah, I don't know. But it was very interesting. To me, like for me, it was very interesting. Okay, so the next one, you probably heard of it. This is a pretty common, like I've heard of it before. I've definitely seen it in like movies and stuff. But this was called torture by rats. And torture that involved the use of rodents was widespread in Asian China. This torture used rats, a cage, and hot coals. According to legend, it was invented in the 16th century by Dietrich Sona. Hey, wait, Dietrich Sona, like S-O-N-A, by me. What? The leader of the Netherlands Revolution. So the person, you know, the person was dying. Yeah, like the, you know, rats were placed under a bucket, and the bucket or whatever cage was like set on, like they were like gradually being like warmed up, the bucket or whatever. And yeah, and hot coals. So the rat was trying to get out of the bucket, the steel bucket or steel cage, and because they couldn't bite through the steel, they were biting through, you know, whatever was accessible that could be bitten through. Yeah, but the guy who apparently, the person who apparently invented this method was Dietrich Sona, which is, yeah, Dietrich's S-O-N-A. So I guess I'm the leader of the Netherlands Revolution. All hail. But yeah, that's that was the end. I think I had like more, but as I said, like my phone was kind of running out of battery, so that's yeah, I couldn't take more pictures. I did have like some, for some reason I didn't take some of the pictures, but I took pictures of the notes. But yeah, Torture Sona. Hey, little Timmy, go sit on that spiked chair so I can take pictures of you. Facebook mom, Jesus Christ. No, there was like an electric chair. There was definitely a spiked chair that was covered in spikes, and the spikes were like, oh, there were, I think I remember that one. I didn't take a picture of it because yeah, my phone was almost dead. But it was a chair with like spikes in the butt area and like all over. And basically what it said was that the person who was sitting there, you know, like the executioner or whatnot, or the person in charge of the torture was like putting fire under the chair, so the spikes were like fucking hot. So yeah, that was another one. There were definitely some interesting ones, like forms of torture for like gossiping, like putting another one was like, that was very interesting, was the one, I didn't take a picture of that, but there was one that was a punishment for alcoholism, and it was basically like, oh, you're being placed in a barrel that was either filled with water or with something like, I don't know, I don't remember if it was like bugs or something that was like biting you. And yeah, and also, oh, another one for like alcoholism was basically like, oh, they would like, I don't know, like chain you to something or like hang something very heavy on your, like this kind of emblem that was super heavy on your neck. And basically it said on the emblem that you're being punished for alcoholism, so like no tavern in town could actually serve you. That was pretty interesting. And then from there we went to eat the deep dish pizza. Da-da-da! And my umbrella on the left. But yeah, it was great. It was awesome. This was the veggie one because I'm, you know, like, I'm annoying, so I wanted the veggie one. But it was awesome. I really loved it. Really loved it. And it was great. I mean, the portions were huge. So I had to take like half of that pizza home to the hotel. It wasn't so good when it was cold, but I mean, it was still decent. I still ate it the next morning, so that was fine. That was great. And then the main listen. In Chicago, the main thing I really wanted to see was the Chicago bean. The bean. The huge metallic bean that is in the park. I wanted to go there. I wanted to touch it, rub it, I don't know, whatever. Like, I just wanted to see it up close, right? Right, so I went to the Millennium Park and this is what I saw. The bean was under freaking construction until 2024. So I could only see it like this and I was devastated. The only way I could see it was behind construction fence. So all I could do was like just, you know, lust for it from afar. Yeah, so the bean was blocked off, unfortunately. I couldn't rub it. Yeah, it's closed until 2024. But I did get like a little figurine, the bean figurine, so I can rub it at home. Man, that sounded bad. But okay, listen, I just rub it a little bit with my okay. I am digging my own grave. But I got a little figurine, so you know, it's okay. It's a little consolation. Like the bean, the artist gets mad at people when they call it the bean. Oh well, but it's a bean. It looks like a bean. I like the bean. Oh well, the artist can file a complaint with me. She wanted to rub that bean, if you know what I mean. Oh my god. Listen, that sounded bad, but I mean it in a very, very innocent way. Very innocent way. Oh yeah, and then I went to Sears Tower, now the Willis, I think Willis Tower. I think it's, yeah, technically you can pay $1 million. If you pay $1 million, you can rename the Sears Tower. So you can buy the right for a year to name it whatever the fuck you want. And if I ever make that million, I'm gonna, I swear to you here, if I ever make like enough money that I can spend on the naming rights of that tower, you bet your ass I'm gonna name it the Mothman Tower. Or just Fear Tower. Tower of Fear. You know what? Tower of Fear. That's great. Tower of Fear, Sona. Just like in brackets. Or the Mothman's Tower, whichever. It works. So yeah, I went to the Sears Tower and I left my mark. So this was, hey, hi, that's me. So I left it there and yeah. Oh yeah, and they have this balcony. I went to the very top, right, like to the whatever it's called, the ledge. I think, was it the ledge? I don't know. But I went there, and this is what I saw, and I was terrified. This was scary. Oh, that's my shoes. But yeah, this was super scary, and I was like, I'm gonna die. This is how I died. That's, you know, I did not want to go to the very edge. Like, if you can see it, if you can, like, kind of, you know, see that I'm still standing very close to, like, the floor. Because I'm like, yeah, I'm not walking to the corner. The corner is scary. I don't like the corner. So I was just there. I was just there. And, like, the guy, you know, one of the employees was like, yeah, you can go to the corner. Do you want me to take a picture of you in the corner? I'm like, are you crazy? I'm okay. I'm okay right here where I can like take a step back and be on a solid, you know, ground that's not gonna break, and I'm not gonna just kind of, you know, plummet. God knows how many like kilometers down. But yeah. The floors. Okay, back to the hotel, to the haunted hotel. So Palmer Hotel was actually, so it was one of the oldest hotels in Chicago. I don't know if the United States, but definitely old one in Chicago. It was built in 1870, right before the Great Fire of, you know, the Chicago's Great Fire. And where do I? Oh yeah, so this is the Palmer Hotel. So it was built in 1870, and lo and behold, then later was like a year later, literally the fire broke out and the hotel burned down, and a lot of people died too. And so it was rebuilt, and some mysterious deaths happened, including one murder of Evelyn Okubo, which was an American-Japanese, I think, teenager and activist, and she was murdered in the room 725 slashed, like her throat was slashed. I'm gonna actually be talking about this case in my Patreon stream. So if you are a Patreon member, this week you're gonna hear the full case from the Palmer House Hotel. So, and if you're not a member, you can check it out, because for as little as $5 a month, you get access to all of the streams, the past streams that I did, all of the past cases. Yeah, you get and future bonus streams, and for like different tiers, you get more perks. So you can check it out. Maybe you like it, maybe you will like it, maybe you will not. I don't know. Maybe that's something for you if you wanna hang out with me a little bit more. So this Saturday, we're gonna have a true crime stream about Evelyn Okubo. Yeah, so you know, the hotel from the get-go, like I went on this this tour kind of around city that was called Gangsters and Ghosts, and the guide was talking about the hotel, and that's how I found out that the hotel is haunted. And I was like, this is great, this is awesome. And then I went back to the hotel, and as I was going through the hotel, I was just like, going through the corridor, probably haunted corridor, probably haunted corner, probably haunted portraits. The portraits were very disturbing. There was also no one. Like, it was always so empty in like those hallways and corridors, and I was just like, yeah, this is probably haunted. Carpet, probably haunted. Elevators, probably haunted. So many mirrors. Also the card with towels, probably haunted. This was actually the way to... That was actually the way to the elevator. I think I was like going down or up. I don't remember. I was just exploring the hotel, but then I was just like, oh yeah, the elevators probably haunted too. Cause yeah, they were actually like, it was very weird. So the elevators were also like passing, like you would press the button and then you would hear the elevator, but the elevator was just like straight up pass by and never come back. And I was like, yeah, this is probably haunted. A lot of mirrors, probably haunted mirror, another one. And the elevator, that was also probably haunted. And then there's this like very famous room that's called the Empire Room, and this room was definitely haunted. I mean, it's most likely haunted. It's said to be haunted too. I didn't go in there. I think it was like there was something happening. But yeah, everything is haunted. And then I went, actually, like I did try to go and explore a little bit on my own, and not gonna lie, I kind of regret it, because I mean, I don't regret it, but I kind of, at the time I was just like, what am I doing? What is going on? Why am I doing this to myself? So I went kind of like to explore the hotel a little bit more, and I ended up, I kid you not, because it looked like the back rooms, fancy back rooms, but the back rooms nonetheless. So I went here. There was no one. Like, if you stray kind of away, the moment you stray away from the lobby, it's empty. It's like you're alone, and it's very quiet too. So like you're alone in this hotel. Like that, the escalator is working, but there's literally no one. And I was like, what is going on? What is happening? It's super empty. And it has that like yellowish hue. So I was like, what is happening? Hello? Why? I'm like, salons 1 to 6, probably haunted. The doors and everything is like, yeah, it's pretty, yeah. So these were the, one of the back rooms. Then I went further, because I was like, okay, you know, I'm not giving up. I'm not one to give up easily, even though I should sometimes. Look at this. It was no one. There was no one. Like, it was super weird. It was empty. Some of the, I guess those are the ballrooms, but I was expecting people to actually explore them, because it's like, oh, you know, supposedly, like what the staff was telling, that, oh, those ballrooms, like, oh, state ballroom, and those are open, you can like go explore them, but it's like one random table in the whole room. There's nothing. And there is no one, and I was, yeah, it was definitely spooky, very. And then I continued, and then there was, I read a little bit, I freaking forgot. What was the, wait, okay, I'm kind of, okay, hello, I'm here. But there was this, Red Laquare room. I don't know how to pronounce it, but Red Laquare room. And yeah, I blurred the window out, because I think you can like see my reflection. Or a ghost, I don't know. Maybe it was a ghost and I'm just like being careful. But yeah, there was, again, no one there. empty room, and I was alone, and I was just like, holy shit, what am I doing? But you know, oh shit. Hello, I'm back. And then from that expedition, you know, exploration of the haunted hotel and the back rooms of the hotel, I went down to the Lockwood restaurant at the hotel, where actually, this is interesting, but at the Palmer house, this was the place where brownie was invented. The brownie. So the cake. This very hotel, the first brownie, and I ate the original brownie, the original recipe. It was great. It was tasty. I recommend. Although it is pretty, like, for this little piece of brownie, the price is not cheap. It's like $8 per little piece from the Palmer House Hotel brownie. Yeah, a little expensive, but it was good. But you can try it out. The actual brownie, yeah, the actual brownie was invented there. But yeah, that's it's pretty cool. You can look it up. Okay. It was very good. I have to say the brownie was very good. Was it worth $8? I don't know. It's pretty steep. I did eat the original brownie. Very, very interesting. And then the next day I went to a baseball game. Did not understand a thing. This is the baseball game. I did not know why people were cheering, but I was cheering with them. People were running, and they were... I mean, I kind of understood, like, a little bit after a while, but... yeah. This was very interesting. Like, okay, this was the moment where everyone started cheering, and I'm like, okay, yeah, cool, I'm gonna clap, because everyone else is clapping. But it made sense, somewhat. It was the game of, well, Chicago Cubs versus, I think, Rockies, I think. But yeah, very, very interesting. More chill, definitely much more chill than NFL. I didn't have to stand all the time. So that was nice. And it was, yeah, sport. Yay, sports, USA. I was trying my hardest, like, during the NFL game and the baseball game to kind of find, like, I was drinking a little bit of beer. So I was just like, can I get drunk enough to do the USA chant? I could not. It was too awkward. It was too awkward. So I was just like, okay, I missed my chance. But I got some, like, very cool Wrigley Field ornament. So that's my Christmas tree ornament. Hey. So that's gonna be on my Christmas tree this year. I think that's one of the oldest stadiums, baseball stadiums in the US, Wrigley Field, if not the oldest. But yeah. And then what did I do? Okay. What is this? Oh, okay. This was weird. So I got home. I don't know how it happened. So there was, like, from my window, there was this view on this, like, very nice terrace. Same hotel. It's still the same hotel, but there's, like, this lounge area, you know, this nice terrace. I went to sleep. I wake up in the morning and this terrace is, like, hot mess. You can, like, actually see it's a fucking hot mess. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what happened there. Everything, like, I don't know, a storm. There was no storm. I don't know if there was a party. There was no party. That's the thing. Like, I did not see anyone there. There was no party, and it was like a hot mess the next morning. So I was just like, what in the world is going on? What happened here? What am I looking at? Something. And then a little bit later, out of nowhere, mind you, okay, so you can see this. You can see this one space, like, kind of in the left, top left corner, right? Like, that's empty. The empty space. Okay, literally, like, a couple of minutes later, I come back, I look out the window, and there's this. And I'm like, what is going on? Why is there... How did they get the picnic table, by the way, out of nowhere, playing some beer pong? I mean, living their life, the best life, you know, it looks fun, but I was just like, 5 minutes ago, there was nothing there. No one was there, and suddenly it's like, oh, yeah, let's play some beer pong on a table that is not matching anything else. So that was very interesting. Yeah, it was totally planned. Surely, like, they knew that I was observing. They were just like, hey, let's just mess with her a little bit. Matrix, probably. Just having fun. I mean, that did look fun, but I was just like, why? And what else did I? Oh yeah, I mean, you know, like, to kind of end the story. End the story. Well, not end the story. Okay, so I bought a couple of things. I mean, you guys saw the plushie. This is the Mothman plushie from West Virginia. And I also, mind you, the Halloween season in the US started like full bloom, as in all the stores are selling Halloween stuff. And I was all for it. So I bought a bunch of Halloween shit. And I found this really, really cute brand at Target that's called Hide and Eek. And as in hide, as in Jekyll and Hyde. And then Eek, and it's called Hide and Eek Boutique, and they sell these like little figurines. I bought this, so this is what I bought, but I'm like regretting so much that I didn't get more. I'm like, I want a whole Hide and Eek village. I want to build a Halloween village with this. I'm probably gonna like order a bunch of shit online, but yeah, I'm gonna build a whole Halloween village. This is what I got. So far I have the cemetery, and I'm totally gonna buy more. And it's because it's so fucking cute. They had like a candy shop, they had like different buildings, different like figurines, and I'm like, damn, I should have gotten it. But I didn't. So oh well. Okay, so what else happened? This was actually the end, pretty much the end of my trip. Like later was like the wedding and stuff, so not much. Like after the wedding, it was just going back. The next day I had a flight home. My flight was terrible, as in it was luckily, like I thought I was lucky because I was like, oh okay, we have a flight that is direct from Chicago to Taipei. I'm like, great, okay, you know, I'm just gonna power through, you know, like I'm just gonna sleep through it. It was a 15-hour long flight from Chicago to Taoyuan Airport in Taipei. And I decided, hey, this is a great idea. Like I have a great idea. I'm just gonna take a gummy at the airport before security checks. I'm just gonna take one gummy. It's gonna relax me. It's gonna help me with anxiety, you know, during a flight. It's gonna put me to sleep. Nothing can go wrong, right? Wrong. Everything went wrong. So I went. So. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that like this. Oh my god. Listen, I'm a little bit sick, so my saliva is just like getting stuck in my throat. Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna yeah, this was an awesome so this was an awesome idea. You know, me thinking, hey, I'm gonna take a gummy and I'm gonna get stoned and I'm gonna fly like that, and I am gonna, you know, I'm just gonna sleep through the flight. It's gonna be swell. First of all, I took the gummy. Yes, it kind of made me, yeah, like, you know, it was fine. It was still fine. Then the person that was sitting next to me, very nice guy, by the way, you know, super, super nice, but he did warn me at the beginning, like, hey, I'm so sorry. I do have, just so you know, I have very heavy asthma. And I have to use an inhaler. I don't have COVID, you know, so that you don't get spooked or anything. I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. It's fine. And I thought it was fine. I thought it was fine. But then came the first meal on the plane, and dude, I thought this guy is gonna die. As in, he got, like, while eating, he got an asthma attack. And I was like, are you okay? Oh my god. Like, he started choking. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Someone's gonna die next to me. And they can't move him. So most likely, like, the airlines, some airlines, their policy is that, oh, if someone dies, they strap them to the chair. And this person is there. Like, if there's no way to move them, yeah, the person is like, just... you know, so I'm like, oh my god, this guy is gonna die, because he started choking on his food. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Yeah, you know, it was scary. It was pretty scary, but he was okay. Like, I was just scared for his, like, well-being. I'm like, are you okay? Like, afterwards, I was just checking, like, are you okay? Is everything okay? And he's like, and he was super nice. Like, he was apologizing. I'm like, no, don't worry about it. Like, please, as long as you're okay. Like, do you want me to call the flight attendant? Do you need some help? Do you need anything? You know? And he was like, no, it's fine. But yeah. I think I lost like 5 years of my life after that incident. I think my ghost left my body, and that was one. So that was one. I was very concerned about the guy, but you know, I just felt bad because I couldn't do anything to help him, and I'm like, oh my god, are you okay? So then the gummies really hit me, and I passed out for like, I would say 10 hours. I didn't really like eat or anything, so 10 hours was good. Things were going great. And then I woke up after 10 hours, which was 5 hours until landing. I woke up and I was nauseous as fuck. I got super motion sick. I don't know if it was like a food poisoning. I don't know if it was motion sickness. I think it was a combination of the two, and the gummy. And I started being nauseous, getting nauseous. My stomach, my tummy hurt so much. I got chills. I was having chills. I was puking every once in a while. And I mean, like not full on, but like a little bit and I felt so bad because people around me probably thought I was like, I don't know, maybe I had COVID or something. I'm like, no, this is just, I don't know, this is just food poisoning or something. And yeah, so for the next 5 hours, it was a fucking nightmare. I couldn't stand up. Then my tummy was hurting. Then I was puking. Then I was just dizzy and I couldn't fall back asleep. I was trying to fall back asleep, but it was just terrible. I was trying to drink some water. It was also terrible. And you passed out? No, I did. I passed out for 10 hours and then I woke up and I suffered for like 5 hours. I'm pretty sure I had some fever. Because of, you know, motion sickness, because of nausea, because of like everything that was happening in my stomach. And then I vaguely remember, I honestly don't remember much. I vaguely remember that there was a child, like at least 2 children that were crying. Either one was like screaming, playing very loudly and like yelling all the fucking time. The other kid was crying all the fucking time for 5 hours straight. Like I am very polite on the plane. Like I try to be very polite. I mean, we are all like all of the passengers. We're all stuck together in this like tin can, like you know, this metal can, and we're flying very very high in the sky. And I'm trying to be polite to people, but like the kids were yelling and crying, and and I was sick, and I really wanted to stand up and like yell back at them to shut the fuck up. But I know that wouldn't be received very well. I know that probably the parents would not be very happy with me, so I didn't. But in my head, believe me, I screamed at them bloody murder. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the parents. I'm sorry to the kids. I mean, I didn't do anything in the end, but like I thought a lot of bad things. But yeah, in the end, you know, 5 hours, yeah, like it just continued for 5 hours. Then eventually I landed, and it was, you know, it was pretty much a hallelujah moment. It was something, you know, it was a trip that I will not forget. But that's pretty much it. That's what happened during my trip. It was a great trip. Like in the end, I really loved it. I'm so glad I saw my friends. I'm so glad I saw so many places, through like did a, you know, like a little road trip through different states, met so many people, super nice people. I have to say, like, I really have to say I met so many nice people. Also, like Chicago has a lot of really sketchy people, and Detroit has a lot of sketchy people. So I saw some sketchy people, but you know, I didn't interact, but I did see some sketchy stuff. So I'm like, but on the, you know, on average, I would say I met a lot of very nice people, and I will definitely recommend that kind of trip, and I will definitely go back to the US if I can, you know, soon, maybe next year, maybe, you know, like whenever, you know, an opportunity arises. So yeah, like whenever I get a chance, I'm gonna go back and do another trip. That's America for you, Sona. Yeah, I have to say people were very nice. So no, not Detroit, anything but Detroit. Yeah, like I kept saying it's Murder City, and people are just getting annoyed a little bit, I think, because they're like, no, it's Motor City. I'm like, no, whatever do you mean? but yeah, definitely somewhere else in the US. Like I definitely want to go, you know, to another part of the US. I understand, like for example, like I really get why, like, you know, maybe like the world shits on, like, you know, like whoever lives in the US, like, oh, Americans, right? Like, oh, so, like the world tends to shit on Americans for not, like, oh, so many Americans don't travel outside of the US. Dude, the US is so huge. I understand like why so many people like don't have passports or don't travel outside of US, because you guys have so many states that are so vastly different, and you can see so many places and so many different cultures and I don't know, like different things within your country. So yeah, I get why you would kind of put off getting a passport and going to Europe. I don't know. But yeah, but very, very nice people. So, you know, I'm definitely going back. I definitely wanna like return, and maybe this time I won't be as stressed at the immigration check. Because mind you, when I came to the, like when I just arrived, and you know, this was my first like immigration check in the US, and I heard some horror stories that, oh, the agents are like, the officers are very serious, they ask you a lot of questions and it's very scary. And I'm like lining up, and I can see like all the immigration like officers being like smiley, you know, super nice, and I saw one officer that was super serious, and I'm like, motherfucker, I'm gonna get that one. I know we are destined together. I know we are destined to like talk today. Like with my luck, I'm gonna get the serious one. Of course I got the serious one. So I had to talk to this very serious officer, and he's like super serious, and me and my cousin are like standing there. My cousin's been to the US before, but we're standing there, you know, the officer is like asking us questions. And he's like, oh, how the fated arrival. Yeah, like the officer is just like, what is your purpose of, you know, coming to the United States? And my cousin is just like, lags. I don't know why, like just like pause. I'm like, motherfucker, answer. What? Why are you waiting? Like, what? We look suspicious already. And yeah, like, oh, we're visiting friends and traveling. And then the officer asks like, oh, how long are you planning to stay in the United States? And you know, like I'm just kind of like, I don't know, like I'm choking. I don't know what to say. And you know, my cousin, I'm just kind of in my head, I'm just saying like, okay, be very specific. And my cousin says like, oh, we're planning to stay more or less 2 weeks. And the officer like looks at us very serious and like annoyed, and he says like, what does that mean? More than 2 weeks? Less than 2 weeks? And I immediately just basically scream, sir, we have a flight back on the 25th of September. We're leaving. We're not staying in the country. Like I'm pretty sure some people like heard me, other people around. Everyone heard me because I pretty much yelled it out. I'm just kind of, please don't kick me out. I'm not an illegal immigrant. I'm not gonna overstay my welcome. I wanna just have a trip. You know, I'm here on a trip. I wanna leave. I wanna go back home. Don't worry, I'm not gonna break the law. And yeah. I'm pretty much, I'm pretty sure I like yelled it out. But yeah, it was pretty bad. What's your statement to come to the US? I came to touch Mothman's butt. I was honestly, if it weren't for like, if it was only me, like if I was like talking to him alone, I would have probably said something stupid like that. I probably would have said something like ridiculous, and he would be like, no, I think you have to go back. Also, I got a random search, by the way. Like the, you know, still in Taiwan, by the way. Like that was the flight to, right? Like my flight to San Francisco. They were choosing people for a random search. Of course I got chosen. Of course I got searched. I'm like, this is it. I'm already criminal. They already think I'm suspicious. And go home, go to bed, make content. They always ask like 700 questions. No, he was actually, in the end, he wasn't like bad. I think he was just serious. He was just a very serious one. I saw all the others were kind of like smiling, joking, and this was the only serious guy, and he was just serious. He wasn't like asking a lot of questions, but yeah, I was just being stupid. Random search. Yeah, I mean, you know, They just chose me. I'm like, oh my god, they already think I'm suspicious. They already think I'm a fugitive. Oh my god, that's it. I'm not gonna go. Like, that was still in Taiwan, so I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's the end. That's the beginning and end of my trip. Yeah, that was fun. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, you guys, this is it. That was all. I hope you guys liked this stream. Also, a couple of other things to say before we end the stream. So this week's schedule is pretty interesting. We have, well, today is the US trip recap. That was a great trip. I enjoyed it a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed the, the recap and my storytelling. Very skillful storytelling. But then we have, on Saturday, we have Patreon true crime stream in which I'm gonna be talking about the case of Evelyn Okubo, so the girl who was murdered, the unsolved murder at the Palmer House Hotel where I stayed. And then on Sunday we have channel's anniversary. I don't actually know which one. I'm pretty sure it's like 3 years or 4 years since I actually started. So like even before I was a VTuber. So this is like channel's anniversary, so everything. There's gonna be a long stream, pretty much like, however many hours it's gonna go on for. There's gonna be like redeems, personal incentives. For instance, wait, what am I planning to do? Yeah, like shock collar. There's gonna be some events. I did buy a couple of like nice games, board games, like the true crime games from the States, from Target, like at Target. So I'm excited to solve another case. It's not gonna be Hunt a Killer case. It's a different one, but it's also the same kind of, the same style. So we're gonna be solving another case. And there will be redeems. There will maybe some karaoke, maybe some events. Also debuting the FEARSONA, so for Halloween. So FEARSONA is gonna be taking over that stream, the special event. What else is gonna be there? I kind of remembered. What was I gonna do? Okay, I forgot. But there's gonna be a lot of redeems. There's gonna be a lot of like donation goals. Some exciting stuff that I wanted to put in the donation goals. It's kind of long-term goals, like for example a 3D model that I think everyone would be excited about. And there will be updates on like what's going on with the lore video. I did find an animator and they're amazing, and I'm just writing. Because of this trip I had to like lag with, there was a little bit of a lag with my writing of the script. So I'm writing that, and hopefully the lore video is gonna happen this year or even at the beginning of next year. But yeah, that's gonna be a fun event, hopefully. Lots of stuff. And then, yeah, like next week we're just going back to normal streaming. So normal, it's gonna be October, which means we're switching full on to Halloween, 100% to Halloween mode. And there will be a lot of Cryptid Files streams. I'm planning only Cryptid Files and Patreon, like true crime streams for October. So on YouTube, like here on the channel, like the public streams, the cases are gonna be Cryptid Files. So all sorts of cryptids, all sorts of spooky stuff, ghosts, sightings, monsters, beasts, Bigfoot, you name it. And more spooky stuff on Patreon. So yeah. Okay, and at the same time, channel anniversary celebration and 50k celebration, because we've reached 50,000 subscribers. Well, by now it's actually 51,000. Thank you guys so much. I don't think a year ago I would have imagined that, or a year ago, 2 years ago, at the beginning of this channel, I would have never imagined that we would get to 50k, and here we are, 51 and 200, I think. So now the next goal is actually 60k, so we'll see. We're almost there. So yeah, I guess all I can say is thank you, because yeah, this channel wouldn't be here without you showing up to the streams, without you subscribing, without you liking the videos, commenting. And yeah, if you like my content, please do remember to like the video and comment, because it's free, it takes a second, and it really helps the channel. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for today. Stay safe out there. Always, yes. Listen, I'm rusty after this trip. But stay safe out there. Always lock your doors and windows. Bury your hexes. Until the next time. Bye. David, why are you holding me hostage again? Are we back to that? Oh my god, we're back to that. Okay, David, thank you so much for the donation. You're welcome. Hitting 50k, Sona. We are here for you, Sona. Thank you so much. But come on, I'm done. Okay, over. Bye. Fabian, thank you. Are you guys gonna hold me hostage here? You aren't going yet. No, Shy. You guys, thank you so much. Okay, thank you very, very much, but I really have to go. So thanks again. I'll see you this Saturday on Patreon. Bye.